Who gave you news? How do you not know?
You told me I wasn't supposed to have news.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to your weekly OJ, the Opinion Junkies, here on Pez of the Mind. It's our weekly entertainment show, as it were. And as we normally do, first we will go with our news, which is up to 2 bits from the previous week, and then our catch-up section, which is 2 movies, TV shows we watched, or games we played, or books we read, or whatever from the previous week. And then our topic, which we will learn a little bit more about in the news section, is our top canceled games that we wanted to see. All right, and joining me, as per usual, we have Anastasia Laserbeam,
Hello.
Chris A.K. the Mole,
Hello, let's begin.
and we have special guest James Phoenix here.
Hello, Stash. Former leader of the X-Pound.
All right, so with your first bit of news, take it away, Mole.
Alright, I'll start with the negative news first, just because I'll get it out the way and we can address the elephant in the room.
Frowny faces galore.
It's not nice to talk about Pew that way.
I already said hi, Pew. But yeah, no, I was kidding with that. The elephant in the room of why we were talking about the cancelled games, and that is Microsoft has announced it cancelled Fable Legends and was closing Lionhead, one of the UK's biggest developers. And the game industry did reach out and filled with shock, sadness, and people, a lot of people, some of them were angry and various tweets about that. Other UK game studios rallied around in support, offering sympathy, jobs to those affected. People working in the UK game industry, many of whom got their start at Lionhead or worked with them over the years, have been tweeting tributes and sympathies, and yeah, including Sony's media molecule, which surprised me. I was like, oh, cool.
Yay.
Just because normally I was expecting them to just be quiet. Obviously they'd be thinking that's a shame, but yeah. Although the interesting news is people aren't sure if this is part of something bigger with Microsoft or not. I'm not sure. Did you see the follow-up with that, Rick?
No, I just saw the. Well, did they confirm that they were closing Lionhead? Because I remember the wording on it was very weird. Okay, and I know they closed some other little studio.
Yeah.
I don't remember what its name was.
And
But that's all I saw.
Spotted by videogamer.com, the studio page has actually changed. They've removed from there Big Park, they've removed Big Park, Function, Good Surface, LXB, which was Leap Experience Pioneers. Why the actual experience begins with an E, but the initials an X. Anyway, Project Spark, and sort of those. Several of those are thinking to be condensed down to work on HoloLens development, and their removal from the Microsoft Studios umbrella could be to align more closely with the alignment of the reality headset. Indeed, if you click on any of those links through the cached page, now you're redirected to HoloLens itself. Big part is the exception, as that was only focused on NFL stats, fantasy football, and viewer engagement, most of which now takes you to an NFL page. But people aren't sure what's happened. People are thinking, obviously, with some stuff, with sales and stuff like that, but how much they're putting into HoloLens. They may have been doing this with the studios to, fund HoloLens more, ready for when it comes out, which it makes sense. But it's a shame to see Lionhead closing down. Like, a lot of people from Lionhead came from Bullfrog Productions. I had to give a shout out to them. They made one of my favourite video games of all time, Theme Park. I loved the Theme Park and Theme Hospital games. I loved them. And then obviously under the Lionhead, they made obviously Fable, but they also made a game not as many people played, that I know at least, that I really fucking love and still own, and it's on my shelf somewhere. The Movies, which was basically Theme Park but movie studios, and inside you got to create a film, which It was really cool, and I think Lionhead is a great company. Was a great company. They did some really creative things, and it's gonna be a shame to see them go. Back to Rick.
Yeah. After playing that game, like I can.
You
Like,
played
I
the
can, no. After playing the Fable Legends because that
Oh,
was
okay.
canceled. Like I can understand why, but at the same time, like it, it wasn't like super fun or anything, but it felt finished enough that it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, why did? Because I remember it's several things. Because apparently the NDA is lifted. I don't know, but it seems like it was in beta for like way too long, and there weren't like major changes. So I was like, why isn't this out yet?
I could see that, and yeah, it seemed for what it was, it would seem pretty good. I mean, ironically, I've seen worse games actually get released when you were released, and you're like, really? This got past production?
Mhm.
And we've all seen those, like like the horrible
Yeah.
ones. Like there was that Ninja Gingerbread Man game on Wii. I think it was Ninja Bread Man.
Yeah, Ninja Bread Man.
Or the game that basically was a Harry Potter. It was them trying to rip off Harry Potter by making what was essentially, and I don't give a crap about its name, that game where he's on a broomstick flying around. It's basically that as a game, only it wasn't made by EA before someone says that, and it was really shit and generic looking, and it had like one map that it repeated over and over again for all the races. It was fucking horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And it could have been worse. It could have been Arkham Knight on the PC. How the fuck they released that piece of shit?
To be fair, that could get patched.
It did.
They recalled the game. That was their patch.
Yeah, I mean they've recalled the game, but they are working on fixing it. It's not gonna be like the ones I mentioned where they stay broken forever. I could see them at least fixing Arkham Knight maybe on PC. I could see it being fixed if that makes sense, because
The only way they fix Arkham Knight is if they take out about 2/3 of the tank combat.
Yeah, and all the shitty story.
Yeah, and that.
But yeah, back to Rick.
All right. So, Pew, your first bit of news?
My first news is Assassin's Creed deal. March 15th, you can get almost all the Assassin's Creed's game for minimal 60% up to 75% off all of the games. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Yay! Except Syndicate. Which I thought was funny because I did the worst. They should offer the most deal on that, but.
My understanding from Mo was that the worst one was Brotherhood.
No, I said Brotherhood was the one I didn't like playing the most. However, I would agree with Pew that Syndicate could be construed as the worst. I've played part of it, didn't like how it played,
Yeah,
and it's bad enough that they've now said they're not going to be making yearly Assassin's Creed games due to that game. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty bad if that's the one that killed Assassin's Creed. Unity, being glitched as fuck, didn't even do that.
I feel it did, though.
Yeah.
Because I think Syndicate was far enough in production, they were just like, oh, just finish it, and then
Yeah.
we'll
I think Assassin's Creed 3 leaving you in limbo and taking 2/3 of the gameplay to get to being the main character didn't kill it.
It was like half.
Well, no, because technically, okay, you got the main character, but then you had to play a whole
How
section
far
where
did you get? How far did you get?
Well, I finished the first part with the dad, and then you got the point where, okay, you're him, but he's like just some Native American dude in the woods. He's not an assassin yet.
Uh-huh. Is that
That
how
was
far
about
you
far-
got?
That was about as far as I got.
I beat the game, so there. Nice.
Well, excuse me, princess.
There you go. Hey, I'm just trying to keep you legit. Sorry.
I only own that game because it came with the PS4 I bought. I didn't even want it.
So you must have been completely unbiased.
Indeed. To be honest, Assassin's Creed always looked cool. I said, oh, I'll give Assassin's Creed a shot. Ever since it's a great franchise, playing it. I'm like, okay, the graphics are cool, the controls are good, everything is awesome, but they're not the main character. This seems weird to me.
Yeah, I would not start with 3. I liked it, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't start with that. 2
Yeah,
is probably
yeah.
the starting point.
Yeah, don't do that to yourself. That one though, I have to laugh. That one is the most percentage off Assassin's Creed 3. So yeah.
And where is this sale?
This is on the PlayStation Store.
Nice.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes, Assassin's Creed 3 and Brotherhood are the ones with the highest percentage off.
The discount for one of the downloadable the like India or China, one of those, the discounts on those this time are so shitty because I think they're like half.
28%.
Yeah, and it's like, what? They were like 70% off like a couple weeks or like a couple months ago. It was like, what the hell?
I have one of them. I think it's the China one, the first one.
Yeah, you only get 20%
I was
off the
annoyed
other ones.
because over on our store they're on sale right now, but only in the trilogy pack, and I'm like, well, that's not worth it for me. Because the amount of money I'm saving is pretty much the fact I bought for a third of the game. Fuck you. Why can't it be more like Steam, where if it's a bundle, it may actually lowers it now, if you own part of it.
Oh, that's
That'd be
awesome.
nice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so yeah, you get the shittiest percentage off. It's for all like the like China and all those ones. So yeah, Black Flag, you only like 60% off. Syndicate, you only get like 50 something percent off. Which I would say, why not Syndicate? Shoot that shit out and have the most percentage off to get rid of it. But whatever.
Because
So
it's the
yeah.
newest one.
Yeah.
It's the one that's probably going to still be on the shelf for making money at the moment.
I know, but I would just thought they would have marked it the most off to, be like, hey, we're sorry, we, it's shit, most percent off, there you go.
Yeah.
Once it's a year old, it'll probably be heavily discounted. I think just about every Assassin's Creed has been like that, where it gets like ridiculously discounted a year out.
And to be fair, saying we're sorry doesn't mean we're going to give you the game cheaper. Saying we're sorry and then discounting every game in the franchise besides that one is still a pretty huge deal.
Yeah, but anyway, so if you've ever wanted to get into the Assassin's Creed series, obviously, go for it. There's some you should avoid, some you could play. You want to look that up first, but this is the time to do it if you haven't already gotten to the good ones.
For some of them. Some of the discounts have been better.
Yeah.
I could see that.
All right. So for my first bit of news, trailer dropped this past week for Killer Instinct Season 3, which I believe comes out end of this month, showing the latest character, Tusk, who, if you've played KI2, you may remember is the Conan the Barbarian-esque person, who is... I think he was they had a teaser for him at the end of the Arbiter trailer. But yeah, they have a full proper trailer for him. And he looks kind of cool. I have a little gripe with how like his face looks, but that's a completely separate thing. But one of his cool moves that I think Mole would appreciate is it's got to be command grab. I don't know how else, but he like puts his sword in the ground and then just like swings around him and just German suplexes him. And I'm like, that's awesome.
Nice.
I don't know why. Just because he's got a giant sword, he's like, nope, throw you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Also, his sword looks way bigger. It's like one of those like, it's not Monster Hunter level big, but it's like, because his other one was just kind of like he held it two hands in KI2, but it was like a more He-Man looking sword. This one's like bigger and he like holds it one-handed. I'm like, I guess he got stronger. But also the trailer's kind of cool because he usually they have him fight one person, but he like, I don't know. I think it deals with this plot, but he fights a couple different people, and he like comments on it. Like when he fights Riptor, he's just like, "Oh, you think you're a dragon?"
They probably gave him a bigger
You
sword.
think you're a dragon?
Probably-
That just sounds funny.
They probably gave him a much bigger sword to try and recapture the Japanese market.
There you go.
Yeah,
I'm joking before people out there think I'm insulting them, but there is a lot of Japanese games with massive swords. I don't know why it's funny whenever you see when you're like, wait, that's bigger than your body. That's like me swinging a wardrobe, bro.
Okay, two jokes. Number one, well, obviously this is their interpretation of Ragnarok the Conqueror. Number two,
Just about,
obviously he was originally cosplaying as Prince Adam. He decided he didn't want that sword anymore, so now he's cosplaying as Lionhead. So he got a sword that can get bigger.
Nice. All right. So, Mole, your second bit of news.
This is technically sort of 2 in 1, well, 3-ish in 1. But Deadline has reported that speaking with Douchebag Media, I may be pronouncing that horribly wrong.
Douchebag media.
Douchebag media, wow.
Okay, I now feel like I'm going to have to copy and paste this because Rick, as my language guru, will be able to correct it.
No, I like douchebag.
Douchebag. But, oh, there we go.
We need to get Marcus to work there. Oh, yeah.
He's not wrong. It's douche. It's close enough.
Okay, to Douchebag Media into Internet and Telecom Conference today, CBS CEO Les Mona said he revealed he actually really expects Supergirl to be renewed for a 2nd season.
Woo!
Woo! Because I know there's loads of people out there that just wanted it to end. I'm like, oh, come on. Well, it's fun. I like Supergirl. On the flip side of that, at the same time, CBS also revealed the official poster for the upcoming crossover with The Flash. And the poster itself is a parody of the cover of Superman issue 199. You need to find that online. It's the one where it's the Flash and Supergirl running side by side, Rick.
Oh, okay.
Because on the actual poster, it was Superman and the Flash, while Batman and Robin were watching strangely from the side. It's like, who's the fastest man alive? Who's the fastest person alive? As Supergirl and Flash are running a race. It's fucking funny.
Nice.
The plot of this one, entitled World's Finest, is, and this is just a brief synopsis, is Kara gains a new ally when lightning-fast superhero The Flash, played by Grant Gustin, suddenly appears from an alternate universe and helps Kara battle Sabohan, aka Silver Banshee, and Livewire, in exchange for the help in finding a way to return to his home.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, that sounds pretty cool, and it's a pretty cool deal that they've added the multiverse. Like, people have mentioned one thing that keeps getting rumored is they may use this multiverse stuff to cross the TV and movies over without actually affecting either's continuity.
Yeah, but the only problem is if you're mentioning a multiverse and you've just put Flash and Supergirl together, that doesn't bode well.
Why?
Because weren't they the 2 instrumental figures in the Infinite Crisis?
Sort of. I say sort of, but yeah, you have those two, they're crossing over, but Flash has a multiverse which he's leaning on heavily for season 2. And basically with this, like people said, like, imagine like Batman v Superman, that continuity at the moment, you could easily have like Arrow from the TV universe cross over into there, thanks to the multiverse stuff, and just explain with multiverse, and it'll be fucking awesome. Or you could have Ben Affleck's Batman show up in The Flash as a guest cameo, and just do it with the multiverse stuff, and therefore the movie continuity isn't affected, and the TV one isn't. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome. Multiverse has so many possibilities, and I'd be honest, if they did a Crisis movie, I would shit myself.
That would be pretty awesome.
Because Crisis was not one of the best comics ever written. I'm not going to say it was. That'd be like Kingdom Come or Watchmen and stuff like that. But it's filled with so many big battles that makes such an awesome film. If you're like, oh my god, it's that Batman. Oh my god, it's that Batman.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Over to Rick.
All right. Pew, your second bit of news?
Alright. So there's a new game by Double Fine Productions. You may have heard of it. It's called Everything. Basically, you are going to they call it a consciousness simulator because you can be anything, experience everything, and experience. It's literally, that's like the one. It's not me just doing a lame ass description. That's like quotes from them. You can everything. The game where players become everything. They can experience anything while being everything.
That's cool. That's cool and all, but what will I transform into if I put an amiibo on the pad?
But then it
Besides
says,
disappointed.
as you see the entire universe and view thousands of things in it. And there's no distinction between you, worlds, levels, and characters.
Nice. Yeah, I saw parts of that on one of the sites. That looks like a great concept.
Oh, it
And it looks
does.
really
I
fun.
just
And it looks like one of those things where you jump in and just have fun. I can get behind that.
Although let's be honest here, given that description you just said, if it's literally everything, then it's not consciousness simulator. Once everybody gets a hold of it, it's just going to be porn simulator.
I assume it's going to be everything within that universe. That universe may not have porn.
Well, they compared this game to their previous game called Mountain. So,
Okay,
if you know what that is,
all the excitement of being on a mountain.
I don't know what that is, but apparently he said it's similar. So I don't know what that was. It's a game that came out in 2014 on like all the computers. So
All the computers.
Yes, I've heard of it.
it's like iOS, Linux, Mac, Windows, and it, so it's pretty much like all your computer systems.
All the computers.
All the computers.
Pretty much.
It's Skynet.
Yeah. So
And that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
So top those, Rick.
Ooh.
Well, I can't top all the computers. But... All right. So you may have heard there was a Nintendo Direct last week, and
It
the
was.
week I was super excited because they showed Fire Emblem, or sorry, not Fire Emblem. Ha ha ha. Just kidding. They showed Monster Hunter Generations, which is basically the rename of Monster Hunter Cross for outside of Japan.
Hmm.
Which totally excited to see. It's supposed to come out this summer. They didn't have a date. They just said in the summer. Just showed the trailer, which was funny because like when I first saw the tweets from Capcom and Nintendo, they're like, "Oh yeah, it's Cross. We just renamed it." And then someone responded to one of those, it's just like, "Oh, Generations is great and all, but I want." And it's like, "But we want #Cross for the West." And I was like, "Oh." So I was like, "Yay." Hopefully this guy will drink himself to death. But anyway, totally excited to see that. Yeah.
I'm hoping he was being sarcastic. That's all I can hope for. Or either that, or
without the sarcastic emoticon, I have to treat it what he said as like actual stuff. So I'm pretty sure no, he's an idiot. I'm gonna err on that side.
Either that, or we need to keep him away from Pew, like one of them's the Keymaster.
There you go.
Because literally, bring those two together, all life as we know it will end. And the world blows up.
Yes. But I'm not sure when this happened, but real recently, Amazon put up pre-order page for it. It wasn't up there a couple days ago when I looked, but it was up today when I looked. And so excited about that. Totally pre-ordered it because fuck it, I know I'm gonna buy it. That's when I'll get it launched, and I will get my money's worth. So
I'm planning to buy that to play with you. I will say to you, Roderick, speaking slightly off topic, but Capcom and Nintendo, what the fuck's going on the Wii U at the moment with Mega Man? I went on the eShop and there's like a massive section and they got shit ton of like so many of the virtual console stuff for it from all the different systems. I'm like, that's fucking awesome. I was like, oh, is that Capcom testing the waters, do you think? Or is that just them saying, fuck it, I'll just buy our old shit?
That one. Well, they have because they just put on the Super Nintendo ones, right? Because they just
there's also
things.
And there's also Game Boy Advance ones and stuff like that.
Yeah. A lot of those have been there, though. I think the new ones are just the Super Nintendo ones that they just added.
Yeah, because I was like, with that, and with like the PlayStation and I believe Xbox having the Mega Man collection that's just come out, I part of me wonders if it's them testing the waters to see if Mega Man's popular enough to warrant a new game.
That is 100% possible, but I wouldn't hold out any hope because it's Capcom. So.
Okay, fair enough.
And considering that, especially this generation, it's very big on like, oh, you bought this for another system? Buy it again! So, who knows?
I totally want Microsoft to do that. I want them to take all their Kinect games and remaster them with the new Kinect and then release them. Because I know that could be backwards compatible, but fuck it, I want Kinect games. I've got a Kinect. I want games for it, goddammit. I literally have less games for that than I did for my 32X.
You know, you have the funnest game ever. It's called Bounce Me on a TV.
Which I will admit, I only bought that for Knuckles Chaotix.
There you go.
Nick's just like, a reason at last.
Didn't they only release like a dozen or so games for that thing anyway?
They did. But they did. But no, but like I said, that wasn't me, because I know Microsoft don't want to fund too many Kinect games at the moment because obviously they weren't that popular. But taking the old stuff and just remastering it seems like a safer way of making your money back. So I'm like, I'd totally buy like the Disneyland ones again, and oh my god, I can buy this Kinect one and this one. I'm saying that because I know Microsoft totally listens to us.
They're not Triple H.
Aren't they?
No, I don't think they are. I've seen them both in different places at the same time. All right, so now on to our catch-up section where we talk about up to 2 things that we did over the previous week. So, Jim, why don't you go first?
Oh, well, thank you.
I think that's the first time we've booed someone.
Wow. I feel so honored.
Well, I say we, but I mean, you.
Anywho, and again, I will not have any spoilers here, so don't worry. But this past Sunday was the both the spring premiere and the 100th episode of ABC's hit series Once Upon a Time. It was awesome. If you're a fan of Once Upon a Time, go watch it. If you're not caught up on Once Upon a Time, catch up so you can watch this episode, or if you don't care, just watch this episode. For those of you on both sides of the pod, watch it when it hits Netflix in tomorrow, actually. Or is it today for you already?
It hit like yesterday or today.
Okay,
One of the two.
It's at the 9th. Fair enough. Well, yeah, that'd be today then. Yeah, so yeah, you have it today. You're right. Okay.
Oh yeah, it was there last night when I looked, but I was like, cool, because I'm waiting until the second half's up and I'm just gonna binge watch.
Fair enough. But yeah, go check out the episode. They did a great job. There are some returns of older characters because, as you know, they're going to the underworld. They've been showing commercials like that for crazy. So, you know, characters that are supposedly dead and gone, well, they're here in the underworld. You get to see them again. So that's cool.
Is it Neil?
That depends. Do you want a spoiler?
Carl.
That would just be a yes or no.
You from The Walking Dead now? Carl.
Carl. I don't know who Neil is, but I just reminded me of that. So
yeah.
Sorry.
Neil does appear. Neil does appear briefly.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. But there are a lot of characters that you'll see, and I like the way they did the setup for how the season's going to proceed and what the episodic formula is going to be going forward. And I like that. I'm really excited for how this is set up and what they're doing. Several really good emotional moments in the episode. The guy they got to play Hades is amazing. Mole, who's the guy that got to play Hades?
It was the guy from Ally McBeal. He was Fish.
So everybody's dead here. Even the people who die heroes still go to hell.
Isn't it like Greg Herman or whatever he's called?
I don't know his name. I just know that he's awesome.
He is.
And what's that, Pew?
I said even people who die heroes and stuff, they still go to this hellish underworld.
Well, not big spoiler, but as they explain it, it's the underworld, quote unquote, is basically a purgatory for people with unfinished business, and then depending on how that turns out, you either go to a better place or a worse place.
They're using unfinished business. I love it when TV shows do that. So, and if it's a character that the actor couldn't come back for, if they're happy, they moved on.
There you go.
But yeah, that's basically the premise as we go forward, and that's why.
I don't think Neil would have unfinished business, but yeah. But it's
like I said, I don't want to spoil it any further for you, but we can talk about it later. But I will just say, a lot of support characters appearing. Only a few here, but it was hinted there will be more going on. And a lot of an interesting setup for, like I said, the formula going forward, how things are going to proceed, so on and so forth. It's pretty awesome. Like I said, Hades was great. I liked what they did with Hades. The actor, he only appears briefly in the episode, but he was awesome from what I saw, and I'm really excited for this going forward. Great 100th episode. Great, for all of Once Upon a Time. Great, great tributes, great. There's everything. It's a great episode. If you like Once Upon a Time, you need to go check it out. And right now, it's on ABC.com. Watch it. Do a your look back or on demand on your cable, or go watch it on the Netflix if you're on Mole's side of the pond.
Okay, your second thing?
Oh, we do them back to back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, catch up is back to back.
I haven't been on this show for a while. Sorry.
I know, it was good.
Wow. I was going to make a joke that if he's on it at all, Marcus is going to complain that he's not on it.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I just need to wait till Jim starts to speak and then interrupt him with stuff like, CM Punk, CM Punk. Or, since it's meant to be people who could have been here but couldn't be asked actually showing up, QJ, QJ, QJ. As if somehow the fans are inexplicably cheering for him.
Fallen Angel. Anyway, the other thing that I've been playing...
literally in a video 2 days ago, or a couple of days ago, when you filled in for me.
Yes, but he wasn't in this show. So it doesn't count. But as I was saying, the other thing I've been doing all week, I got from the library Tomb Raider, the Definitive Edition on PS4. It's awesome. I will admit, this is the first Tomb Raider game I've ever played. I didn't really get into it back in the old PS1 days.
You suck.
Apparently I do. But I checked this out because it looks pretty awesome, and I will say, yeah, the Tomb Raider definitely better than Uncharted. I will just say that. I do still enjoy the Uncharted games, but these are better. And it's a lot of fun. I love the you start off with a few things you unlock. You upgrade your weapons as you go. You unlock skills and abilities as you're traversing through this island that reminds me of the island from Lost. And you're fighting off all this crazy cult leader and his goons are on this island, and the storms won't let you leave, and crazy action and explosions, and Lara Croft is killing dudes like she's fucking finishing people in Mortal Kombat. It's awesome. So give this a shot if you have an opportunity. Very fun game. There is, like I said, as anybody who might notice from the M for Mature rating, lots of violence and gore, and there is language, so not for the kiddies.
To be fair, when she kills some people, like one of the times she kills, she does seem genuinely remorseful for it, and it's like, holy fuck, like it's going to change you, which was a pretty emotional scene, and is one of the few times in a video game where people actually gave a shit that they just killed someone.
Oh yeah, and she definitely has to come into her while, because this is, for those that don't know, this is sort of like I guess this is a reboot, as my understanding. So this is the origin of Lara Croft before she became, quote-unquote, the Tomb Raider, which, as when I was speaking to Marcus Shaw the other night, I pointed out, then why is it called Tomb Raider? That should have been, because the next game is Rise of the Tomb Raider, I feel like the Rise of the Tomb Raider should have been before Tomb Raider, but anyway.
Because that's the title of the series?
I know, but they could have called it Lara Croft and people still would have bought it.
Not really, because it has actually spin-offs where they're called Lara Croft and people don't touch them.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, fair enough.
I was going to say, how did that work out for Guardian of the Light or whatever?
Never heard of it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anywho, but this game is it's very awesome. I like the control scheme, the different combat. You can stealth kill people. You can use the different weapons. You can upgrade them in different ways to customize your playstyle. You can unlock skills in different orders to customize what you do most. Explore. You can go back and explore this whole island in free mode, which is nice. You can go back to any areas you've been in already. There's a fast travel from camp to camp to get places. There's all kinds of hidden collectibles, GPS caches. There's all kinds of like old books and relics and things that tell you about all the different people that have been trapped on the island in the centuries before you got there. It's got a cool, admittedly fake, but still cool historical aspect. Just all this different stuff. The voice acting is great. I like the emotion they build up with these characters between Lara and her friend, the one who has been kidnapped by the crazy cult because they think she's like their queen reincarnated or some crap.
And that is his full name.
It's her. I think her name is Ming or something like that. I do not actually remember the character's name. But she gets it starts with an M, but she gets kidnapped and everything. You have to rescue her, which is cool. Her relationship with they're on a ship and the ship crashes on the island, and the captain of the ship is Roth, who is like an adopted father to Lara because her actual father died. And he's the one, he supports her through the whole thing. He at Laura's whim, saying we should go this way instead if we're looking for this ancient civilization, which they found to their regret. If we're looking for this ancient civilization and what's left of us, we should go this way and not this way. And even though everybody's against her, Roth is like, I'm the captain here, and I say we'll go in Laura's way. And this father-daughter relationship that they build throughout this thing that brings them emotion. When, spoiler alert, Roth gets killed. And the emotion that Laura has to come to terms with that, and the inspiration he always told her is like, if anyone will make it through this, it's you, Laura. You're a Croft, and he always believed in her no matter what when everybody else didn't, and her having to follow that belief in herself and overcome the other members of the crew don't totally believe about the crazy supernatural stuff that's going on, and there's the one lady that's in charge. I think her name is Reyes or something like that, and she's kind of a bitch. And she's all like, I'm repairing the boat, we're leaving, and we're leaving this island right now. And Laura's like, you can't. And I was like, the storms are not going to let you leave. You can't leave. They're going to kill you. Do you really believe that, Laura? And she gets all in a fight and everything, and is like treating her like crap and everything. And I'm like, wow, you are horrible. The fact that Laura's willing to take that and look past it and realize, for the better good, do what needs to be done. It's awesome. Everything about this game is awesome. I look forward to playing Rise of the Tomb Raider when they inevitably release that one on PS4, because I think that was a timed exclusive, right?
I think
Not
so.
the first one, I don't think.
No, the second one. The
Yeah,
Rise of the
second
Tomb
one.
Raider.
Rise.
Yeah, I believe that's a timed exclusive.
So whenever that comes out on PS4, I will probably get that, because this game's pretty cool. I can see why it is, according to the box, the winner of over 40 E3 awards. But yeah, a lot of fun. If you like action and adventure, there are some tombs in this game. Most of them are optional, just where you can go in, you can collect maps that will show you where all the hidden stuff is in the given area you're in, which is neat. So there is some tomb raiding. Kind of give you an experience of here's a base tomb raiding, but it's more about the development of the characters. They focused on that while having tomb raiding secondary, which is cool. Laura doesn't have her trademark twin pistols yet, but they hinted that she's going to get them, which is cool. And just a lot of fun weapons, a lot of fun different ways you can complete things stealthily, full fighting. The graphics look great. The whole island. There's animals everywhere that you can hunt for food and stuff. Just everything is it's awesome. It's a great game. Go play it. It's a great game, and
Cool.
yeah, I like it. But be prepared for lots of gore and murder, because that's the one thing is like, okay, Lara Croft, she's like this, she's an explorer, she's kind of green, and they get to this island, and it's they're on this island very long, and it's relatively quickly that it's almost like you wonder if Lara was borderline before she got here, because it's like they're not here that long, and she's just like yes, it's emotional for her at first, but even though it's still emotional, she's still like like arrow through your knee, pickaxe to the skull. It's like, Jesus Christ, Laura.
It's because she's surviving and she's a victim against some of those.
True.
But yeah, that game was pretty cool.
It's a good game. I like it. That's my catch-up.
All right, on to Pew. Pew pew.
Alright. What I played this week. Actually, what I did, I watched a lot of stuff this week. I watched, unfortunately, I watched Walking Dead. Oh, I hate it. I don't know why I do it to myself. It's like, yeah, and that was kind of shitty. And you know what, even worse? Someone's having a betting pool of who everybody dies, like, like a Deadpool, like, something like that. I guess that's probably where it inspired from. And they asked me want to be part of it, and I'm like, no. And they're like, really? Why not? Why don't you want to do it? It's only like $10 or whatever. And blah, blah. It's like, I don't give a shit.
No, you're supposed to go in there. You're supposed to go, Captain Deadpool.
The point was, it's a shitty thing that I don't want to be involved in. So yeah, if you're on Walking Dead, then you have a disease like me where you're just addicted to disappointment, I guess. I don't know.
Your parents have that. Must be hereditary.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
disappointment. That's what you're addicted to.
There you go. And then I watched some more Flash and Arrow. That was fun. I'm getting close to. I don't exactly know where the Tomorrow thing comes in, so I'm just watching like all of them, and then I'll go back and then I guess watch that thing. So yeah. But I think it's like two or some episodes after Hawk Girl, and they're pretty much the slow dude got killed. Oh, spoiler alert! Although my descriptions will be so shitty, it won't matter. I forget what they called him. A turtle. That's it. Yeah, he got killed, and I think they're gonna find fuck, what's his name? See, I can't even think of freaking any proper nouns. But yeah, basically,
Yeah.
friggin' not Reverse Flash guy from World 2 is gonna be on the good side for reals, I think, now. Because he was just doing that to get to Zoom on his good side, but like I think for he's gonna stay good for reals now. Because he's not like the actual like evil like Reverse Flash. So that'll be fun.
For reals.
For reals, or for really. I like saying for really. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And oh god, I don't know why I can't think of anybody's name now. I think I've never seen it. Okay, guy with the vibing powers. He gets his super crazy vibe. Like he goes like not in a cardiac arrest, but you know he just freaks out and has crazy vibes, and they have to find a way to turn it off. So the only way to do that is to release Reverse Flash to continue at his time stream, which is kind of shitty because I caught him. So it's like, oh, you gotta let him go. Womp womp womp. So yeah, that was kind of funny. I got in the middle of watching Arrow, but then my computer crashed, so I didn't finish it, and that was kind of sad. So yeah, that wasn't super fun. That's what I did.
Was that both of them? Or?
Yeah.
This was only a
Oh, you're
crash.
Walking Dead. Okay.
This was only a crash. Unlike Simon, you actually at least understand the concept of plugging your computer in.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. The guy sits there, and then all of a sudden be like, "Oh shit, battery!" And he'll let the computer die instead of plugging it the hell in while he's sitting there.
Yeah.
Yep. Hello.
Hey.
What is
Hello.
Ethernet?
That's an Ethernet cable.
Is it over to me?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is your turn.
Alright. First I'll keep it a little short, but Marvel Puzzle Quest, I played that on PS4.
Sounds fun.
Which, that's basically the Connect 3 things and attack style games. Obviously, people may have played them before, but unlike the iPhone one, you only need to make one, or this one, you purchase it once, then everything in the game you can unlock naturally. There's no microtransactions or anything like that, so that's pretty cool. I haven't gotten too far at the moment, I just unlocked Juggernaut, but that's pretty cool.
There are like a couple characters though that aren't in that you have to buy separately, right?
I don't think so. They didn't list any DLC. They were all listed as being able to unlock.
Okay. It was Punisher and somebody else and some other.
It might be. I didn't see them listed on our store. But I unlocked Juggernaut. Woo!
Nice.
I bet he's the best at puzzles.
He's the best one.
Which is funnier because he actually is my best one.
Yeah.
Because when I unlocked him, all my characters were like 15. The ones I was using, Spider-Man, Storm, and Iron Man. And basically, it then turned around and said, okay, boom, he's now 20. Because he was a higher level, they just managed to kill him. So I'm like, okay, cool, Spider-Man. I'll use Spider-Man, I will use Iron Man, and I will use Juggernaut. And the reason I chose those isn't out of popularity or favoritism or anything like that. I chose them because their abilities match each other. So like one has his powers where he gets them from yellow, another one gets them from blue, another one gets them from green. So whatever you're doing, I'll have an extra ability to help me out. Spider-Man heals. Iron Man does this awesome fucking beam where you go, just does a massive beam and it just wipes out a load of health.
I don't know why I like Spider-Man heals as he is known to do.
He uses his webbing to heal you, like sticks together.
It sticks to your wounds.
Yeah.
Your arm's hanging off? Whip, got it.
Makes more sense than falling from a helicopter, being shot like fuck, then defibrillated back to feet.
Yeah.
Hi, Battlefront. Oh, Battlefield. But yeah. Also, my next game I played was Zombie. That's no E at the end.
And also know you.
Yes. Well, that's I didn't say Zombie U, but I was just saying you know how to spell it.
So there was a U.
Yeah. But this one, it got some changes. They made some changes to it. Like, it seems to have a little bit more melee weapons. I think it played a hell of a lot better on the Wii U than it ever did on the PS4. But this one was reduced to like a 5, so I'm like, fuck it. If it's worth at least a tenth of the game, I've got my monies back. So I'm like, fuck it. And I'm sad that you don't get the online functionality, because like my brother's got the game too, and we would have totally loved to have seen each other's survivors when they died. But you can customize the baseball bats with stickers, or like the cricket bats with stickers. I've put on mine, I chose the Union Jack one, so I have a big Union Jack covered cricket bat I'm smashing a zombie's head in. It's pretty fun. It's not a terrible game. It's definitely worth a $5. So yeah, back to Rick.
All right. So for mine, first one I will talk about. I played some Rainbow Six Siege with some people, and that one went.
We were those people.
Yeah, there was you two and a different group. See, when I did it with you guys, because you guys are like, oh, okay, we want to win, so we'll put it on like normal. Then my other group of friends, they're like, oh, we got to put it on the hardest one, and I'm like, oh, okay. So it's no surprise that they're like half my level, because they've completed like maybe 3 terrorist hunts, because they always have one like realistic, which really needs to be renamed to very hard, because it is the least realistic thing in the game.
It is. That's not realistic at all.
Yeah. I feel like I'm not shot through corners like I was in Vegas 1 and 2, but they do make ridiculously impossible shots.
To be fair, so do we. If you remember how I killed that hostage. That's a great clip.
But yeah, so it went okay. I mean, I got kills and stuff, but and sometimes well, what's funny is one of them, his headset broke because his dog like knocked his controller out of his hand or whatever, so he ran out to go buy another one before the store closed, and then it was just the rest of us, and so I convinced him to put it down to just hard or whatever, just because there's like normal, hard, realistic. I convinced him to put it down hard, and we like just with 2 people we almost did it, and then we had 3 and we like almost did it, and I was like, see, we could easily do this on hard, and it wouldn't matter. It's not that, like it'd still be hard, but not like stupid impossible. But yeah, but I get outvoted all the time on that. But
we value you.
Next time you gotta trick them. You gotta tell them you're putting it on hard, and then put it on stupid impossible.
I've done stuff like that where I accidentally left it just slightly lower. But anyway, next game I played some more Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate.
Nice.
Because I have a I was playing with some other friends and trying to get to max G rank, because we're G2 now or G3. I don't even remember. I think it's G3 now. It's hard to keep them straight because they're weird. But and you have to fight like these specific guys that are like they're called the Elder Dragons. They're like the bigger, tougher ones. And then apparently the next rank, it's, I don't know, something about filling out scrolls. I don't know. We'll find out soon. It kind of sucks because one of my friends, he was only available to play like on the weekends because of like his job, because it's farther away and he has to take the bus. So like he's not there very like for any length of time on a weekday, because he has to go to bed so early because he has to wake up to catch a bus. But we're playing it and we had to fight like, I don't know, let's say 5 of them, I forget the actual number of the Elder Dragons, and we had like 4 of them killed, and then he's like, all right, I gotta stop. And it's like, we're like right there. It's like, if only we hadn't died like 6 times in the beginning, because we did that. Because it's Monster Hunter. Even if you're, have the right stuff, you'll still die depending on what they do.
Surprised you didn't mention to him. Oh, I'll just go get Mole. He's the best one.
Because you can't do these missions, unfortunately.
I can do it all. I'm a
No,
master
you
of
can't.
Monster Hunter.
No, you can't. There's a
No, I
there's a
can't.
hunting rank requirement.
Yeah, there is. I'm mainly kidding because I suck at the ones I can do. The ones I'm allowed to go on, I suck. I know that I'm.
This one
really
we die in
good
one
at-
hit, and our armor is like each piece is like exponentially better than one of your each piece is exponentially better than all of yours together.
Yeah, my chances of doing really well on Monster Hunter is like how well Pew would do on Jeopardy.
Depends on what
Best
topic.
comparison ever.
Hot.
Hot topic.
I don't even know why. I don't even think that'd be a topic on Jeopardy. Hot topic.
It should be. But anyway, yeah. So that's still enjoying that game. Looking forward to Generations whenever it comes out. I'm hoping to have. I know I can't finish all of this, but I'm hoping to have like a ton of it done by the time Generations comes out. So I can not be sick of it, but looking forward to seeing dudes.
Do we have a date for story?
No, they haven't mentioned that one yet. I'm
Oh.
hoping we get stories.
I'm hoping we do because I want Cross or Generation sounded cool just because all the different regions. That'd be cooler for you. That'd be cooler for you because you'll know all these.
Yeah.
But yeah, I might be able to get my awesome lion hat. But story, I'm like, oh my god, I get to ride a raptor.
I think we will get that. I hope we do.
Oh my god, there's going to be a skin for it that turns into Yoshi and that. If they do what they've done with the other skins.
That's very possible. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention in Generations because you can play as the cats, like actually play as them. I was like, yay! I didn't really need that because that's probably going to add another like 200 hours on the game that I don't need. But
wouldn't that be great? Because that means as a cat, I can just walk up to the monster, take the thing I want, and then run.
yes, only if you're. Never mind. But yeah, that was so that's what I've been playing the past week.
Nice.
And now on to
I'm
our
kind of
topic.
surprised those are things that we've heard of.
I know. I
Haven't
try
heard
to
of
mix it up
shit.
every now and then.
Vita.
There you go. Is that like throwing down a smoke bomb?
Yeah.
Vita, and then just run.
It's our word of power. You put your arms out, Vita, and lightning strikes him. It's like,
Alright.
oh my god, is that Chris Hansen? Makes him disappear.
Ouch. Have a seat. All right, so now on to our topic, which is canceled games. So I guess we'll go through this round robin then, like we usually do.
Yeah, round robin sounds cool. What do you think, Pew?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Round robin.
So Mole, why don't you go first?
Okay, number 7. And these are in order of least to most for me, but yeah, I don't know. I don't have to do that, but I always choose to. Number 7, WWE Brawl. It was scheduled to come out in 2012, but was cancelled. There was trailers for this, and you can go and look at them. It's cartoony. The superstars do like magic moves and shit. They describe it as Street Fighter, but they take place in like a graveyard, a dumpster and shit. I'm like, that's fucking awesome. Brawl looked amazing, but unfortunately for Brawl, THQ was going bankrupt. Therefore, at the right time, it came about at the time where it's like, this should come out, and like, oh, we can't release much more because we're gonna go under. Aww. But WWE Brawl, 2012. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. If you like a similar experience, WWE Immortals.
No. That's a touch phone. as like a touch game. It's basically like that fucking Injustice game.
Ah, okay.
This looked less like that. This looked like WWE All Stars, but like Rocky 5 outside was his ring.
Hmm.
That's right. I referenced Rocky 5, and I don't even feel bad about it. But what did you think of WWE Brawl, Rick? Because I know you're probably the only one besides Jim who has seen that.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool.
It did look awesome.
Don't worry, Pierre. I've got on my list ones you'll like later.
Challenge accepted. No, I'm just kidding.
Including
All right. Pewcraft. Yes.
Pewcraft.
It's the best one. All right. So, Pew, your first one?
Alright, my first one, you might recall a game called Insane. Is that like survival horror games by Mr. Del Toro? Yeah.
Nice.
With the disintegration of THQ, that's kind of like. So, yeah. But, you know.
Nice words.
Like, literally, because it was shitty.
Because you know when THQ went, it was all like derp. Like
No, it was all like, it's shitty, like it's gone. It's like, bye, see you later, it sucks to be you. You know? Yeah. Well, yeah. Although, supposedly, this is a quote, but, you know, who knows how, you know, no one has to actually do anything they actually say. It says some of their projects, you know, will still stay on the shelf for future years. So what the fuck does that mean? Fuck you.
Means we're not going to sell it because we may eventually, in some alternate universe, release it.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, fuck you.
That should become a thing soon. I reckon unreleased games should become a fad, like remastered, of a company being like, okay, here's our collection of unreleased games, have fun.
That'd be amazing. I'd
I
want
like
would
just
be great.
just like releasing releasing a disc of 4 different games on it. That's I'm pretending I didn't say dick. Releasing a disc of
Release
4
the
different
dick.
of 4 different games, like let's say Sega did like, oh, here's some unreleased Sonic games. You know, I'd buy the shit out of that disc. Be like, fuck yeah, I'm playing it.
Yeah.
I feel like they won't though, because there'll be some people on the internet who'd be like, oh, this game's so glitched, that company's shit. It's like, that's why they didn't release it.
They could release a dick. I mean, there's got to be an unreleased Leisure Suit Larry game out there somewhere.
Yes. Yes. All right. So all right, for my first canceled game.
Oh, I was saying Jim.
Hmm?
I think Jim put a list together.
Yes, I was gonna have him go last.
Ah, okay. I thought you forgot him, because I know normally you do like, put yourself last. I was like, oh, you forgot
Yeah.
Jim.
No, I was gonna give him lassies for the whole one.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Put him last.
And
No one gives a shit about him.
I was trying to be nice, and you just turned it so evil.
He's the post-credit scene that no one really gives a shit about. Not even the cool teasing ones, but the one where it's like, oh, that happened. Thanks, Skeletor, for telling us you will return.
There you go.
I remember that scene, and I don't know why. Of I will be back, or I will return, as his hand goes down in the laugh. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I will return. Ah. Oh, what a world.
All right, my first one. It's kind of this one's okay. It was Streets of Rage. There was 2 of them, so I cheated and threw 2 of these together. One is more legit than the other, but Ruffian, the people that made Crackdown 2, had like a couple years ago like a leaked prototype, or like it was like just a very short video of a 3D Streets of Rage that they were they wanted to make it was like it seemed like it was like according to them it was like pre-alpha, I believe he said. So I'm assuming it was like thrown together to like try and pitch it to Sega, like, hey, here's what we want to do. But then also there's this crazy ass like bootleg fighting game. Not even kidding. Of the name, it's called Dong Dong Never Die, and if you like beat the arcade mode and then do the bonus fights at the end, they were working on like a fan game of Streets of Rage 4, and it was like 2D sprite work or whatever, and like the pictures they show looked really fucking awesome. So like both of those games I think would have been cool for Streets of Rage.
Nice. I'll admit, I always used to love Streets of Rage. And I'll admit that was one of the reasons on PS1 I bought, what the fuck's the game? Fighting Force, or whatever it was called. They could pick up the trash can stuff. And I was like,
Right.
Because that to me was like, oh my god, this is like a 3D Streets of Rage. I would have, which means if they'd released an actual 3D Streets of Rage, I would have bought the shit out of it. Like, I know other people, those 2D side-scrolling beat-em-ups that are like Separation Anxiety and Maximum Carnage and stuff. People are always like, it's this. For me, it's always, it's like Streets of Rage. I had a Mega Drive.
Yeah. Nice. All right, so Jim, your first one.
Boo.
Oh. You do realize I'm running the Hangout and I can forcibly mute you, right?
You do, but this is our show. You would get a strike for that.
There's a strike for that.
There's a strike for that. But not if Richter allows it, because he's the best one. He can override it.
Is that how that works?
Rick would want you to be struck for all the times you've invalidated him.
Touche.
He's like, yeah, well, you're falling to sleep for Vita now, bitch.
Okay, then. That escalated quickly. But as I was saying, my first one is Star Trek Starfleet Academy. The game exists on the PC, but my version is they were intending to port it onto the PS1, and then that did not happen.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, unfortunately they had announced it, but they never released that version, which is sad because, as I understand from what I've seen, this game is pretty awesome. The general premise of the game is it's basically you learning to be a Starfleet officer. They got William Shatner, George Takei, and the other one, Walter Koenig, to I couldn't remember. My mind was saying Chekhov. I'm like, no, that's the character, not the actor. But and Walter Koenig, the three of them, to come back and do some clips as basically the guest instructors at the academy as they teach you to do different things. You play as a predetermined cadet, a David Forrester, and basically you're given a bunch of situations and scenarios you have to interact with, whether it's deal with the enemy ships, maintain your crew, and make sure your crew doesn't fight with each other, so on and so forth. There's all kinds of issues. The Kobayashi Maru is in there. There's the epic confrontation with Khan from Wrath of Khan, which Kirk in this game admits he made a mistake in, and it's there to teach cadets not to make his mistake. You're given a crew that you have to manage amongst each other and learn who's good at what and make sure they interact well together. And I would really like to have seen that on PlayStation, because I feel like that could have been a something cool, because a lot of PS1 games basically exploration of a lot of platforming, a lot of running around and exploring, because we now have these higher tech 3D graphics and et cetera, et cetera. But having something that was more of a role play oriented, besides stuff like Final Fantasy, would have been something cool like that. And plus, it's Star Trek. There weren't that many Star Trek games around the time to begin with, so having a Star Trek game to play on PS1 would have been great, because that was kind of the system where I guess I really came into gaming with the SNES, but PlayStation was my system right after, and I've been on PlayStation ever since, so it would have been nice to have an early PS1 Star Trek game.
Very cool.
Nice.
Indeed.
All right, so Mole, your next one.
My next one is EA Marvel Fighting Game. There was a trailer for this out, and what they were planning to do was large, destructible environments that were going to cram loads of civilians in there, and you were meant to be able to level everything and throw cars and shit in the trailers. They'd have people like Hulk and Iron Man and Doctor Doom and shit just throwing shit at each other in like a big brawl. And I was like, oh my god, that looks so fucking fun. Like, I totally would have loved to do that, especially like now. Like, imagine like if it'd come out, well, because it was meant to come out, and then you could see them doing DLC for it now for like the Hulkbuster v Hulk and stuff, and it would be amazing. That looked really fucking fun. So yeah, the EA Marvel fighting game.
Nice. All right, Pew, your second one.
Alright. My second one was Star Wars Battlefront 3. Sad face. Yeah, so that would have been super awesome, you know, if we had another one of those. But hey, we got Battlefront now, so yeah, kind of makes up for it, sort of. Not really.
It kind of makes up for it, sort of.
Not really.
Quote, not really.
Yeah, thank you, Emrys. Now that we can play as Greedo and character whose name I don't even recognize the name.
Han Solo.
But yeah.
No, there was the two new ones they were releasing as legendary people. They had Greedo and another guy.
Would it be cool if we could do that like a long time ago?
I think it was Greedo and another guy. I don't remember. It was
Yeah.
some name that I didn't recognize.
A bunch of years ago? That'd be cool. Yeah, but oh well. Passive aggressiveness, you know, aside. Yeah, you know how you hurt. I don't have to tell you.
Yeah. Greedo and Nien Nunb. Is that a character? I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even know who that is.
He's the dude with Londo in the Millennium Falcon and the third in Jedi.
Okay then. Well, him and Greedo are the next two heroes being released apparently.
And that better be correct, otherwise I'm on the couch. So.
Oh, that dude. Okay, I recognize the face now that I look at the picture. I just didn't know the name.
Okay.
I only saw an article.
I was gonna do a mean joke. I decided against it. That's all.
Here, it's
I'm disappointed in you, Rick.
Yeah, those two dudes, Greedo and that dude.
If I was wife Blade, you'd be on the couch.
She does like a mean joke, so yeah, I can see that.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sat next to Lando on the Millennium Falcon. Yep, you are correct, Rick.
Yay.
There's apparently some significant argument that these are not iconic, and why the hell would we want these two? But I digress.
All right, so my next one. There was only a little bit on this one, but Metroid Dread on the DS. Just because it was supposed to be like the 2D side-scrolling more, you know, it was the sequel to Fusion, so it's supposed to be a similar style to that. So that's I would definitely be for that, you know. And then if we got that, like, let's say in between Other M and now, Federation Force wouldn't seem like such a slap in the dick. So, but yeah, they canceled that at some point. I don't know. So yeah, sucks. But maybe one day we'll see it. Apparently, they thought it was because like they're like, oh, it'll come out around this time, and then like at some point, then they're like, oh yeah, Prime 3 is coming out around this similar time, and they're like, oh, is Dread Prime 3? And they're like, no. But yeah, so all right, on to Jim. You want to do your second one?
Sure, why not? Number 6 on my list, counting down, is the canceled Dark Knight video game, based on the movie of the same name. Because if there was any point at which you should release, you know, a movie tie-in game, superhero movie, particularly Batman, is the one where you should do it. And Gary Oldman did an interview where they said they brought him in a new voice acting for Gordon. They had the actors in there and everything, and they had this whole thing supposedly planned out, and they just didn't release it. And reports said that they lost estimated $101 million in revenue by not releasing a tie-in game.
They probably got that back though, because that's why they released the Arkham series, was to tie it in with the Dark Knight and stuff. That's why it's got Joker and all that. So therefore, if you watch the films, you'd like it, but if you didn't like those films, you'd like the games too. And I'm like, that's kind of cool.
True,
I
yeah.
wish
They,
more did that. I wish
Yeah.
more did that instead of like, oh, now out comes, I know, Transformers like it did with the movie. Instead of the movie tie-in games, I much preferred like when they did the War of Cybertron games.
Fair enough. But yeah, it didn't really lead into the Arkham series, but there were teases that supposedly EA was making the Dark Knight game, and there was supposedly an announcement for PS3 from Pandemic Brisbane were developing it, but that particular branch of Pandemic has since been shut down, and obviously the game was canceled. So that was too bad. I would be interested to see how how that Batman game would have differed from the Arkham series in terms of trying to capture more of I forgot his name.
Chris Hansen.
What?
Nice.
Christian Bale, Batman.
Oh, I was halfway there.
That was pretty close. I'll allow it.
Oh, okay. Yes.
It doesn't work that way.
Let me check with the judges. Rick? Yeah, it works that way. La, 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 la.
Anyway, but yeah, that seemed like it would have been interesting to see that play out with the voice actors for the movie and everything. It would have been interesting to see how that game played, given the attempt at a much more realistic world that Nolan's series went for, versus even in the Arkham series that they tried to be a little realistic, there was still some of the more fantastic elements of the DC universe in there and the Batman universe. So it would have been interesting to see the realistic take based on the films.
Yeah, that was. Which, I'll admit, I do prefer having the element of the fantasy in there. So it's like, oh, cool, now we can get Poison Ivy, who's probably my favorite Batman villain.
Indeed.
I hated it when Nolan was like, no, I'm not going to use her. I'm like, oh, why? Because I couldn't figure out a way of making it realistic. So it's like, well, then you're not making Batman. As much as I like it, I really do think those films are fucking awesome. That's one limitation I didn't like, was he ruled out any villain that was too over the top. And I'm like, oh, come on. Some of Batman's best villains are over the top.
Mr. Freeze.
You know what killed the dinosaurs? Yeah.
The Ice Age.
Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah.
That really horrible Disney film that when it came out was called Dinosaur. I hated that film.
Did anybody see? You saw that film? I don't think anybody saw that film.
I saw that film just because it was called Walt Disney's Dinosaurs. So I was like, okay, so they might have something in there to do with dinosaurs, the TV show that was made by Disney. There was nothing.
Mama.
I was hoping for at least a cameo, but no.
No.
Or Easter egg, so however you call it. But yeah, my number 5, Rick.
Mhm.
Star Wars Battlefront 3.
Yay.
I love the one we got, and I love the idea of vehicles being power-up, so you can't just camp and get them. And the focus on multiplayer was a step forward. But the leaked one that we had, yeah, it had a focus on story, which and more single-player stuff, which that's not the best part of Battlefront. It had some awesome stuff, like it had the ability to get into an X-wing and just fly into space from the ground into space and be there. It was really fucking ambitious what they were doing. And it's like they're trying to do their own thing. Like much of the gameplay focused on new characters. One was a Jedi, one was a clone. There was cutscenes, motion capture included, and it seemed like it was too ambiguous for what it wanted. But you know what I mean? I give it props because while I do absolutely love the one we've got, I do think I would have liked that one as well, probably, because a lot of the features and stuff sounds like that's something I'd really love to do. So I want Battlefront 3.
Nice.
There you go, Pew, we had one of the same.
Yay!
Yay.
High five.
Yeah. Did you high five near your camera? Because I did, even though
I
you can't
did.
see it. Yeah.
I always did the motion. I don't know why.
'Cause
It's like
that's legit.
every time I go ba la 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 la, Rick can't see, but I'm actually doing the fingers ba la 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 la, and the hand gesture. So yeah, that was my number 5. Over to Rick.
All right, Pew, yours.
Alright. So my next one was, and this is kind of like half-heartedly, or I don't know. I was gonna say Fez 2 because that would have been cool to have if he wasn't like fucking crazy. I mean, obviously, I don't want like like some game of just like evil like taking over. Like he decided to finish the game, but do it in the current mindset he was. And then it would just like like 50% happiness, 50% I hate life and everyone in it. Like like I imagine that's how it would go if he finished it. But I would actually like a completed game, where like in the same mindset, I guess, as Fez 1.
Isn't he the little foreign exchange student on that 70s show?
Yeah, nice.
No.
I'm pretty sure he was called Faz.
He was called Fez.
Thank you. That's a really topical reference.
Oh yeah, you know it. But yeah, it would have been super cool to have like another, awesome little puzzler game that was super happy and sunshiny. Complete opposite of what that
complete
movie
opposite
turned
of the
out to be.
creator.
Yeah, I just imagined we finished it. It would be some crazy like gore shit, like raining cow parts and stuff, or some weird fucked up shit.
You sometimes get that with creators. Like I've mentioned in the past, fucking love like nearly every one of the creations of Alan Moore. The guy is a fucking psycho. And it's really weird and someone who I wouldn't actually enjoy a conversation with. Like whenever one of his films comes up, like whenever someone goes to adapt his films, like when they did Watchmen and stuff, he's like, yeah, it's going to be shit. I don't like it. Avoid watching that film. It's going to be shit. And you're like, oh, well, how come? He's like, I don't know, I didn't watch it. It's just my thing was made for a comic, therefore you can't adapt it. And I'm like, well, Watchmen was the undaptable, as people would call it at one point. They did a damn good job with that film, in my opinion. In fact, one of the biggest complaints was it stuck too close to the books. But I always hate that because he seems weird. At least to me, I'm not sure if you've seen him, where he's like, he just seems out of his fucking mind, crazy. Like, according to him, he doesn't even own a TV because no good story can come from movies and TV compared to his stuff like comics. Well, you did write some really cool comics like The Killing Joke. For every one of those, there's always good TV moments. Like finding out Rachel didn't get on that plane.
Nice. Well, that's they're lobsters.
Yeah, he's a lobster.
All right, so for my number 5, I can't wait to hear a joke about this. But there was a game on the Wii called Project Hammer, where you just ran around. It was like a yeah, there we go. But it was like a beat 'em up game, and you just would hit things with a hammer. It's kind of self-explanatory.
Please tell me this was a Mario spin-off and you were playing as the guys who chucked the hammer.
The Hammer Brothers, no.
No, just one of them.
Wow.
They didn't have enough budget for that.
The Hammer Bro.
Yeah, the Hammer Bro.
He gets off-screened.
But when you play that, I'm just thinking of fucking Mighty Ducks. Wow, was it 2 or I think it was 3. When they go to college and he mentions, oh, how sad a Smash brother is without his other brother. Oh wait, spoiler, he comes back before the end of the film. We do have another one.
Nice.
I like how Rick just almost chuckling, like how you're referencing Mighty Ducks. What's wrong with you?
But yeah, it's I like beat 'em up and action games. So I think it could have been really fun when the premise is just hit something with a hammer. It would have been either like really dull, or it would have been like so like stupid it was good. Kind of like stuff like Snakes on a Plane, where it's like you know what you're getting. When it's called Project Hammer, you're like, oh, I wonder what it's about. I don't know. It might be like it's like Goat Simulator. What do you think it's about?
In all fairness, that could have been a fake out. It could have turned out to be based on a Hammer, the top secret Marvel organization run by Norman Osborn.
It's a guy named the Hammer who had a project that there should be mechs everywhere.
No, it was clearly going to be a horror film based on the Hammerstein films.
There you go.
Boom! Classical.
Nice.
Top that bitch. That bitch was aimed at Jim, not Pew.
All right, so Jim,
Pew's
you're
like,
number 5. Oh.
Pew's like, we need Jim in here more often. Since Jim's here, he's been insulted the most and has been booed. I like this.
She's gonna hashtag bring Jim back permanently.
Yeah,
All
Jim's her little black friend in the wheelchair that
Hashtag
wheezes on
human
Malcolm in
shield.
the Middle. If you remember him, Rick.
No.
On Malcolm in the Middle, Malcolm had a friend who was like this little black kid in a wheelchair that couldn't do much and always was like, I am so happy. And it made Malcolm look cool in comparison. That's like Malcolm in the Middle. I'm going really topical tonight, people.
I know.
I don't know why.
All right, so Jim, you're number 5.
Jim.
Well, thank you. My number 5 is Donkey Kong Racing. It was intended to be for the GameCube. It would have been a sequel to Diddy Kong Racing on the N64, which I did not play because I didn't own an N64, but I understand it was basically just Mario Kart with Donkey Kong characters.
No.
No?
No, that was more like plane-based instead of kart-based, so it had some really cool features and some unique gameplay elements. It was actually... Diddy Kong Racing was pretty fun on the N64.
Fair enough. Well, they were going to make a sequel called Donkey Kong Racing that sounds just as awesome, and they had done a pre-rendered video of it, which apparently displayed a parody of a Return of the Jedi scene.
Cool.
But it was going to feature a unique mechanic which involved riding on animals rather than driving vehicles, and the player could switch between different types of animals mid-race.
That feels more Donkey Kong Country than...
Yeah,
like Diddy
where
Kong.
larger animals could destroy obstacles where smaller ones allowed more maneuverability. But unfortunately, it was turned down because Nintendo declined to buy the remaining stake in Rare, and Rare got bought by Microsoft.
That's how we got Conker Jr.
Kind of. And they were...
Throwback to last week.
Yeah. And then there was, after that, then there was prototypes for further prototypes for the Xbox, where it became more of an adventure game, similar to the original Diddy Kong Racing setup. They tried to build that from scratch. They tried an open world type thing. The whole thing, they tried a whole bunch of stuff in the development of that, and it ended up not, and it ended up getting reworked into Saberman Stampede, apparently, which was eventually canceled as well.
The fuck
I was
is
gonna
that?
say, I was gonna say, how could they have released it on the Xbox without Donkey Kong? That'd be weird.
Yeah, so they
Donkey
did that.
Kong Country.
Yeah.
Well, completely unrelated, they were also going to do another sequel called Diddy Kong Pilot on the Game Boy Advance, but that eventually became Banjo Pilot because, again, Microsoft acquired Rare and no rights.
They had, yeah, but thank God it wasn't the last Banjo, because really nuts and bolts of the vehicles. God damn.
All right, so...
It could be worth the original Banjo because we had that witch that would fucking erase your save file if you fucked with it.
And you were saying, Rick, it was my go?
yes. I was passing it over.
Number 4, yeah, I thought what you said, that was Jim, but yeah. Number 4, for the Xbox 360, Marvel Universe Online. This was the reason I wanted a 360 at the time I got one. It was for this one game, really. And basically, this was going to be an MMO, I'm sure everyone here remembers this, made by Cryptic Studios, where they were going to make a superhero RP, like MMO, based on the Marvel franchise. Unfortunately, that didn't go that way, and they ended up releasing what they could as Champions. Champions is fucking amazing. So plaster that with Marvel stuff and release it on a console, I'd be so fucking happy. Because that'd just be amazing. So yeah, Marvel Universe Online. I'm not sure if anyone here remembers them talking about that game. And I think there was even a trailer for it at one point.
Yeah,
do not
I
recall.
remember that a little bit. All right. So, Stacy, your next one?
Next one, and this one's one I read about on Kotaku, and I liked it. It sounds like it would have been a cool game. It's called Sadness. I read about it, and about the creators and stuff, and pretty much it was about you playing a character and then leading another blind character, and pretty much you could use a whole bunch of different objects as weapons, like anything you could think of, but they couldn't actually make the technology work, or at least that's what I read, so it just fell through. So it looked really interesting about a story, because you're not like the blind kid, but you're leading the blind kid, and it's supposed to be survival horror, so it's like a little kid, so he's like really defenseless. So that would have been interesting. Little kids in horror games are always interesting, you know? Especially the fact that he's blind. Can you imagine him like stepping right next to like a monster or something? Like, oh my god. Yeah, so
Leon, save me.
it would have been really
Thank
interesting.
you.
Was it sad I haven't even played that game and I was thinking that?
Oh man, too bad you couldn't have hung out with Marcus. He would have had you play most of it for him. I mean, I didn't say that out loud. It wasn't most of it, but there were parts. He's like, I can't do this. Here, you do it. Oh, okay. I haven't even played this game up to this point, but sure, why not?
Richter is the one.
Marcus is Richter's overgrown third child. Daddy, this is hard. Can you beat this for me? Okay, son.
Fact. All right, so my next one, I went with StarCraft Ghost, just because I remember they mentioned that for a while, and it actually sounded pretty cool. You know, I could really see, you know, I do like stealth games, so I think a stealth shooter could be really cool, and you know, given some of the stuff that Ghost could do, that would have been actually a neat like spin-off game in the StarCraft universe, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And I mean, the characters survived, so you know, so in some ways, you know, something has come from that, because I think she's in the not Hearthstone, whatever their Dota one is. I forget the name of it, but she's in that, so like the character at least survived. But you know, that game just sounded really cool, and I would have liked to have played that.
Nice, that sounded pretty cool.
Yeah.
So now on to
Cool.
Jim.
Alrighty. Coming up next on my list, number 4 here. This is one a little bit different. I mentioned earlier because I would have played the hell out of this had it been available. This is one where the game does exist, but it was never released here in North America. The North American release was canceled. And this is the PlayStation 2 game Jackie Chan Adventures. Because I love that show. And I would love to play this game. It was...
One more thing. Yeah.
They had the voice actors for Jackie, Jade, Uncle, and a few of the others in the game. And it was pretty awesome. And it was compatible with the iToy. How about that?
Oh wow.
I know.
I have.
It was released in Europe in 2004.
I had one of those.
Yeah, it was
A really Sonic game.
yeah. It was developed by Atomic Planet, and it was released in 2004 in Europe. And they released a Game Boy Advance game, a modified version called Legend of the Dark Hand in 2001. In May of 2005, Hip Games was announced that it was going to publish the PS2 version for North America, and they even featured the game at E3 2005. But in July of that same year, they went bankrupt, and nobody else picked it up, so it never got released here.
Oh.
Sad face. But it sounds pretty awesome. Basically, it's a mix of seasons 1 and 2, where Shendu is trying to free all the demon sorcerers using the Panku box, and so the Dark Hand working for Shendu are using this. So Jackie and the rest of the J team have to go stop the evil demons while collecting the magical talismans to give them abilities to use along the way, which is just awesome.
Nice.
And they have almost all the characters from the show in here. All the members of the bad guy team, all the members of the J team, all kinds of cool stuff. So I would have played the hell out of this game because I really like that show. But sadly, and it's got a Metacritic score of 75 out of 100, so it's apparently not a terrible game. So
75 is a terrible score, Jim. Where have you been? Games are only good games if they're 9s. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, it never made it over here, sadly. But it is in Europe. So if you're in Europe and you have an old PS2 lying around, you can probably find it on the internet.
All right. So, Mole, your next one?
Yep, speaking of people in Europe, now.
Ah, I see what you did there.
That's racist.
Yes, it is. But number 3, this is one I wasn't excited for when it was in development because I didn't even know it existed until 2014 when it got leaked. But they'd been working on it, and that is Super Mario Spikers. It was developed by Next Level Games, planned for release on the Wii video game console. The game worked on in 2006-2007, but was never formally announced as a title in development. The game was described as a hybrid of volleyball and wrestling, with elements of a game show thrown in as well. That'd be really fucking fun. I know not everyone does, but I loved the Mario sports games, like Mario Sports Mix, Mario Football, when it was that one where it's like, boom, hits them. Mario Golf, I loved the shit out of that. Mario Tennis, I loved the Mario sports games. So I was like, I totally would have bought Super Mario Strikers. Or Spikers, sorry, Super Mario Spikers.
I'm going to say strikers exist.
All right. So, Pew, your next one?
Next one was Fallout Online. Because that could have been cool. That could have been fun, but unfortunately, for some reason, I don't know, not legally or with like the rights, they said like if you're gonna make a Fallout Online game, it has to no way tie back to Fallout, and we're like, what? How are you gonna do that one? Like, please tell me how you could possibly make a Fallout game with absolutely no ties at all to the actual like console like Fallout game. So it was this whole like legal thing. They didn't have like any
Name
rights
only?
at all to do it. So it's like, well, WTF. But, you know, it would have been cool. I think it would have been fun. It would make sense, you know, trading with like scavengers and stuff, and, you know, it would have been cool.
Oh, that could have been cool.
Okay, then for my next one, I went with Rainbow Six Patriots. I don't know if anyone remembers that.
I do
But
not.
it was like
is that based on the football team?
yeah, but it was in the same vein of Rainbow Six Vegas. This one was just in New York, and you're gonna have to fight some like crazy patriots or whatever. And it sounded pretty cool. It sounded, you know, like a continuation of the story of Vegas, but it was like developed for several years, and we, you know, like they had, you know, they kind of talked about it a lot at one of the E3s, I believe it was. They, you know, they mentioned it and talked a little bit about it, and then there was like nothing for the next couple of years, and then eventually they canceled it, and they salvaged some of it to make Siege, but you know, it would have been cool to see one that had, you know, like a story mode like Vegas 1 and 2. That would have been cool, like co-op story. So it's not, it was like almost sort of released, but not really. So
At least they kept stuff from it. They didn't just waste it.
yeah,
'Cause
I don't know
always
how much was kept, but
yeah, because that's always something that makes me laugh when a company's like, yeah, we got all this, and it's like, oh, that game looks really cool, cancelled. But don't worry, we're doing a new one, and they take nothing from the cancelled one, and you're like, why? Even a child knows if they're building a Play-Doh model and it comes out wrong to repurpose that into another model.
yeah.
I'm not sure we're mixing colors of Play-Doh together, in which case you just ended up with a mess. No. Okay.
I didn't segregate my Play-Doh people.
Nice.
I didn't say you did. I just made the point that it's really a pain if you like that. Okay, here's a person that I made out of red Play-Doh, and I'm using yellow eyes and a nose on them.
Yeah.
That Play-Doh's gonna get mixed with the red Play-Doh.
I knew what you were getting at, Jim. I was making a joke.
No.
But it was,
I don't get
Richter turned it over to you.
Yes.
Oh, okay. moving along then. So this, I would have played the hell out of this. This would have been amazing. Pirates of the Caribbean: Armada of the Damned. It was quite literal. It was a Pirates of the Caribbean role-playing game. And it would have been a big open-world game set before the events of the first movie. And basically, you would have been given a captain, and you would have been able to make a few selections. Captain James Sterling, they named the character. And you would have been able to make a few selections at the start of the game, like select whether your captain was aiming to be legendary or dreaded, which is basically whether you want to be a good pirate or a bad pirate, basically, and a few things. And then as you went through the game, there was a choice system that would affect the character's appearance, personality, weapons, attacks, quests, and the story developments. You could have ship-to-ship combat where you could fire cannons at each other or board another ship, cannon at it, or board another ship and start basically hand-to-hand, take over the ship, which would get you more loot if you took over the ship rather than sinking it, obviously. Or there was like on-ground combat where you had different levels of attacks. You could upgrade your attacks and stuff, different weapons. You could apparently curse your opponents because there's supernatural stuff in that world. So that's pretty awesome. And I would have loved to play that because it seems like an awesome game. They got some screenshots here. It looked great. Just sailing around a pirate ship, just doing stuff. That would have been cool.
That's Assassin's Creed 4.
But
Like,
good.
literally, everything you described, that's Assassin's Creed 4.
Okay, then maybe I'll go play Black Flag later. Anyway.
No, don't you do it.
I enjoyed it. It just wasn't an Assassin's game. I mean, unless you wanted it to be. Specifically. Like, you can choose to be like, no, fuck the Assassin stuff.
Fair enough. But yeah, the game was originally it was announced to be coming out back in around 2010 or so, but in late 2010, the studios, Disney Interactive Studios, announced that the development team on the game was going to be laid off as part of a restructuring program, and so that 100 people got laid off, and the game got canceled, and it basically didn't go anywhere, which was sad.
All right. So, Mole, your next one?
My number 2 is Legacy of Kain, Dead Son.
Mhm.
This was an action-adventure game developed by Climax Studios for Square Enix Europe, with an accompanying multiplayer component developed separately by Personic and conceived as the 6th entry in the Legacy of Kain series. Dead Son entered production for Microsoft Windows, PS3, PS4, and Xbox 360, but was then cancelled in 2012 following 3 years of work. And initially renamed undisclosed to the public, Square Enix of Europe and Psionics did salvage part of it for the multiplayer. They took the multiplayer and just repackaged it as Nosgoth, a standalone free-to-play title. However, fuck that. Like I said with Battlefront, where the story's not the main part of Battlefront, the main part of Legacy of Kain is the fucking story mode, where you're playing as fucking Kain. Or the Soul Reaper. Or Reaper, I think it was. But I used to like the Legacy of Kain and Soul Reaper series. How about you, Rick? So I totally with the fucking bought Dead Son.
I never got around to playing them, unfortunately.
Ah. Okay. Imagine God of War, but before it, and with vampires.
Nice.
But yeah, that was my number 2. So over to number few. No,
Alright.
I made it rhyme.
Okay, my number 2 was the Silent Hills game with Norman Reedus, that would have been cool. The dude from Walking Dead. That would have been cool if we had a game with him in it, and
I think I've heard of Silent Hills.
yeah. So that would have been awesome, but like the whole, like everything. Just, when it rains, it pours. So, yeah. Damn you, Konami. Why does everything you touch die?
It's what they do. All right.
How sad is it? Imagine if we turned around and we told ourselves 15, 20 years ago that in 15 or 20 years, Konami and Capcom were going to be the hated game companies. How
I'd be like,
far
what?
we have fallen.
Yeah, I know. I'd be like, but Capcom makes so much good stuff. What? My future self would be like, well, it's got DLC, and I'd be like, what does that stand for?
You don't know yet, and I'm not going to harm you with that knowledge right now.
Yeah.
Hell?
All right. So for my number 2, I had a game that was released in Japan, but not out here, although it was scheduled to be. But it was called Ash Archaic Sealed Heat. It was on the DS. It had an ESRB rating, so it was definitely rated for outside of Japan. And at the time, the company that was working on it, like localizing it, AQ Interactive, had it listed in their financial reports. So it was going to be released, and it just disappeared. Nobody knows where. And from what I have seen, and on the Japanese one, it looked really cool. It was like a strategy RPG, and had like some cool stuff in it based off things I've seen about the Japanese version, and I don't know why it never came out here. Just kind of disappeared. No explanation, no nothing. So it was apparently far enough that it had an ESRB rating. So like they knew what content was in the game, so it must have been translated and stuff. But I don't know. So
No, he's 6.
yeah. So we may never know the full story of what happened to that game. All right. So Jim, you're number 2.
Alrighty, number 2. This game looked really cool, and I'm kind of sad that this thing got canceled. But there was a game being developed a few years ago called Faith and a 45. If anybody ever heard of it.
No.
Then a no? Okay. It was being developed by Deadline Games for the 360 and the PS3 a few years ago. And it was going to follow a couple named Luke and Ruby, who were two outlaws, Bonnie and Clyde style, during the Great Depression. And like I said, it looks awesome. It was basically, it was a lot of cover-based third-person shooting, but seeing a lot of cool historical environments, different kinds of guns you can get and whatnot, all the different things that they were able to do. Unfortunately, they couldn't find a publisher, and the studio filed for bankruptcy in May '09, and the game kind of vanished forever. But just looking at some of the images and the trailer video, it looks like it would have been amazing. The locales and the graphics were great. The character designs were awesome. One of the villains is this dude in an armored suit with a giant flamethrower. I'm like, that's awesome.
That sounds totally like one of those games that I probably would have bought remastered this year.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to enjoy PS3 games.
Yeah, pretty much. But it just looks so awesome. All the different, so there's like biplanes and stuff. There's old school cars, like 1930s, 40s cars with the engines out and everything, and it looks awesome. There's old school tanks and stuff. You got the trench coats. It just looks cool. I would have loved to have played that game if it had made it to the shelves, but sadly it did not. Sad face.
All right. So Mole, your number 1 game, canceled game.
My number 1 has been said before. Pirates of the Caribbean: Armada of the Damned.
Hey.
Because when they showed the artwork for this, when we first announced it, it looked fucking spectacular. This one, wrongfully, calls it the first ever attempt to create an open world RPG based on Pirates of the Caribbean. Because, I'm sorry, I already had one of these on the original Xbox. It would wipe your hard drive with its crash. Luckily, I didn't get that glitch, thank fuck. But that was that. Similar to this, looked like that Sid Meier's Pirates, which I fucking loved. I totally would have bought this game. And I'm like, oh my god, yes! And like you said, you play as James Sterling, a pirate captain whose main mission is to travel across the Caribbean for himself. Little is known about it, but it's independent from the main film's arc. New characters, gameplay to have emphasis on role playing, including real time combat, weapon customization stuff. I'm like, that sounds really fucking cool. Now, yeah, like you said, the closest we had to that was Pirates of the Caribbean 4, which I don't like that. I found, like, ironically, that, or what you call it, Disney Infinity 1 had better ship combat, which is kind of sad.
I just
But
feel like it was like moving a trailer. If you could drive a trailer, then you could do this.
yeah, when it should be like driving a boat. But yeah, it was a case of with this. I was like, with this one though, and how it looked and everything. I was like, that sounds really cool, and I love stuff like that, and I totally would have got involved in it if being able to just make this pirate how I wanted, especially with, like Jim said, the morality system, because I always loved that with the BioWare games. So, Pirates of the Caribbean, Armada the Damned.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you. And just to put emphasis on how bad this was, Rick, not how bad the game was, but how bad it was. Like, oh, really? They announced it at 2009's E3 event. The game received nothing but positive responses from most video game journalists, and then was cancelled.
Yep.
This is
And
great.
you're like, no.
You maniacs, you blew it all up.
They're like, wait a minute, we don't release a game that good.
All right, so Pew, your number one canceled game?
Alright, just to let it be known that I didn't put mine in particular order of like depressiveness
that's fine.
of it not being released.
It wasn't depressiveness, it was an order of how I thought this game looked like the best.
Mine just in order of, hey, I found this one, and then I found this one, and then I found this one. That's the order mine was in.
How very organizational of you.
Oh yeah, you know. So, now I could be pronouncing this wrong, but I've always been a fan of level 5's games like Professor Layton, except for Nino Kunai. That's like horrible.
Pretty sure you pronounced level 5 right.
No, the actual name of the game. Which I think it's is it Ushiro or I think that's how you pronounce it. But anyway, so that looks like a horror.
I believe it's pronounced Oshikuru.
No, it's either Yushiro or Ashiro, something like that. But basically it was a horror turn-based RPG. And the graphics look all kind of cartoony and stuff, but like it's kind of creepy in like a cartoony way. So I always like that kind of stuff. And level 5 always has great like cutscenes and characters, and it would have been really interesting because you, the player, are like the spirit, and you help this kid. So you're actually like a ghost. Woo! You know, instead of like you just like kind of poking at ghosts and be like, hey, this exists or whatever, please do something. You actually are the ghost, so.
Yeah, no, I don't want a game where you interact with ghosts. Hi, Luigi.
You don't interact with the ghost, you are the ghost, and you interact with the kid.
Hey, Luigi.
Nah, who wants games about ghosts? Hi, Ghostbusters, the game.
Yeah, so I thought this was really cool. The little trailer was all fun. Yeah, but nope. It didn't work out.
It's Jim's fault.
No.
It has been theorized that they could re-scrap it and put it for the Vita, but that's unlikely.
All right. So for my pick here, I went with the game was called Cry On, and it was the third Mistwalker, which is the development studio game for the 360. Coincidentally, they also worked on Ash, which we talked about before, but that was a DS game. But they made Blue Dragon, which story-wise wasn't that good, but gameplay was pretty good. Then they made Lost Odyssey, which is phenomenal. That game is really good. So I was like, oh, I can't wait to see what the next one is. And like, the next one's canceled. And I was like, oh. So I was really sad about that because, Blue Dragon was good enough. I did enjoy it, and
I like
Lost
that.
Odyssey is so good.
That's fun.
I like Blue Dragon, Rick.
Yay!
It had me at Dragon Ball Art Designs. I'm like, yeah. It's the same reason I bought most of the DVDs of the actual anime. Anime's not that good.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, I like the. Well, I thought the story was like the weakest element. Like it was okay, but it wasn't anything great. So it's like, oh, we're gonna make a show of it, and I was like, who wants to see that? Like, I'd rather play it, but yeah. So I don't know. I never saw the show, but the game was actually pretty good. Oh, Lost Odyssey's so good. It was easily one of the best 360 games, and even just a very, very super good RPG that most people ignored. But so I was sad to see the Cryon get canceled, but it makes sense probably because I don't think either of the other two sold that well.
I was gonna say you shouldn't be too surprised because you play lots of games that people ignore and never heard of.
That's true.
It's his gimmick.
Yep, it's kind of my thing.
So do you have a
When he
wrestler
turns heel,
whose
when he
name
turns
like you
heel,
never
he'll
heard
only
of?
play games everyone's heard of.
There you go. All right, so Jim, your number one canceled game?
Alrighty. It is me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just checking. So, my number one canceled game, which if anybody knows me, should have been obvious from the word go.
Power Rangers Party,
Power Rangers
No.
That needs to be a thing.
Leisure Suit Larry Animorph Edition.
The fuck?
Star Fox 2.
That's
Totally
clearly
Star
sexy.
Fox 2.
They're free.
In the furry pack.
No. Anyway.
Mario is reading.
That sounds
No,
like
but
it
that would have
actually
sold.
Librarian Simulator.
Ah,
Lift the remote to your finger and say shh. Shh.
is.
no. No.
How to catch a predator.
Be a predator.
No. God damn.
Predator Concrete Jungle. Oh wait, that's something else.
You all have problems.
But the
I'm aware
bitch
of
ain't
that.
one of them.
Apparently she is. She's still here.
Oh, fuck you.
She's not the worst one this week.
Yay!
It's not nice, Well, don't talk about yourself that way.
That's my new title, not the worst one. I'll take it.
Yeah, you're not the worst one while Jim here. While Jim's here, you're not the worst one. Hell, you're not even the worst New Yorker.
Yay!
Hell, you're not even the worst male.
I'm okay with this. I'm still taking it.
Okay, then.
Okay, so what is it actually?
But no, Jack 4, or Jack and Daxter 4, depending on your preferred working title. Before the game that became... What's that, Mo?
They already made a fourth one. It's the best one.
That wasn't number one. That wasn't by Naughty Dog. Number two, that's not officially a numeric Jack. That would be more like the Vice City or San Andreas of the Jack series, only without the quality.
Ha.
Something like San Andreas.
Yeah.
Yeah. But basically, Jack 4 was originally in development for a reboot before they were still calling it Jack 4, even though they were planning a reboot. Don't ask me why. Before they eventually decided they didn't want to do that, and they ended up making The Last of Us instead.
Interesting turn of events. Last of Us? Crap. Also crap. Maybe they should just cancel the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, they were originally starting off on a Jack and Daxter reboot, the intent being that they were trying to make a more, basically, if you ever played Jack and Daxter games, that despite what they did from 2 onward, it was still kind of a cartoony world. And their goal was to reboot it in such a way that Jack looked like an actual dude, minus the pointy elf ears, and that Daxter looked kind of like Rocket Raccoon.
And that became Uncharted.
Ha! But they tried to reboot this thing into a grittier world, and they did a lot of concept art for it. They were trying the idea out, but as they started working on it, they realized that basically what they were doing, they realized they'd have more freedom to just create a new IP for mature audiences rather than trying to reboot this Jack and Daxter thing, and they ended up switching into that mode instead. Realized that as they were developing, they were getting away from Jack and Daxter. They were questioning themselves as to whether they were doing this for marketing because of the brand or whether it was what they really wanted to do. And they decided it wasn't what they really wanted to do, and so they moved on to the fresh idea, which became The Last of Us. The artwork in question is online. You can find it, and it's also in the Naughty Dog 30th Anniversary art book, apparently.
Wait.
What?
So your number one cancelled game, where you'd be like, I wish that was a thing, is the one that was going to turn your beloved series into DMC.
I don't think it would have been that bad. I mean, at least it's not Dante.
Yeah,
But
we don't know because it was canceled.
Yeah,
You
and you
never
just
know.
described it as he would look more human and not look like he does now. So he would be like you don't know Jack.
Ah.
I'll have unresolved business, and we'll be in limbo.
Well, I said I'm looking at the concept art, and the concept art, even the concept for the environments, looks amazing. Daxter looks semi-realistic and pretty cool. Like it's got a little bit of a Rocket Raccoon feel to it from the Guardians movie, and it looks really awesome. I would have loved to have seen this more gritty, realistic Jack and Daxter world, particularly with these sweeping environments they showed off in some of these concept shots. It looks like it would have been amazing. I would have loved to have to played it and see what happens, but sadly that will not be happening. So,
Ever.
well, not necessarily ever, but at least not right now.
Nope, it's ever.
It'll happen when the film comes out.
Yeah.
Like what they're doing with Ratchet and Clank.
The Ratchet and Clank is still making new games. They never stopped.
I thought it was Ratchet and Clank. They're doing a movie and then they're doing a new game, which is essentially the first game reimagined for today.
I heard about the movie. Didn't hear anything about that game.
Rick?
Maybe it is. I don't know.
It is.
That's
all
what
I know
I've
is-
heard, yes.
Yeah, but all
Oh,
I
in
know-
your face, Jim. In your face.
Okay, fair enough. I didn't hear about it.
In
They
your
pay
face, you Waluigi face bastard.
They have trailers for it.
Okay,
There's trailers up for it.
I'll check it out later. But yeah.
Be a good Waluigi and go, yeah, run away.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, Jack and Daxter 4, I would love to have played it, and I'm hoping they might get back around to it after they finish making a sequel that didn't need to exist if Joel would have just let her fucking die.
Wait, are they making did you say they're making a sequel of Last of Us?
Yes, they are.
No, but it's supposed to be the last of it, you know? Like, so we have to...
It wasn't The Last of Us because Ellie didn't fucking die and cure the plague, so
No.
everybody's still dying.
The Last of Us should be the last of it. Like, done.
I'll tell that to Naughty Dog.
That was
Although on
the
the
whole
plus side,
point.
I will give some benefit out to Naughty Dog because they was a while back the Naughty Dog, somebody said the Naughty Dog Middle Eastern Twitter account because that's a thing. Had some leaked images of what looked like a rebooted Crash Bandicoot. So I'm all for that if they decide to go that route.
Well, next time, don't call. We won't do that again in the game.
Fair enough. But yeah, that's mine.
All right, so there you have it. Our canceled games and other things. Excuse me. So next week, join Mole and Pew as they do some more news and catch up and stuff. And I will be back after my radio play has concluded because I need that extra time to set up all the scripts and everything. So
Oh, I'm gonna
No.
toast with you mine after this.
We're gonna lose where?
yeah, only for a few weeks. You're fine. You'll live, I think.
I'll be stuck with Pew.
Yay!
Yeah,
Or
you'll live.
Wartoad.
She won't.
Yeah, or
I'm
Wartoad.
like cancer. I'll just grow forever.
I'll just.
And when you're gone, I'll still be growing.
That's messed up.
Your pants line says that.
Hey yo.
Worst things.
Hey, we'll see. I'll wash myself with a rag on a stick. All right. So anyway, thank you very much for joining us. Hope to have you back next week, and see you then. Good night.
See ya.